Let's see what we got. Ooh, we got two fun little Post-it notes that say love and text me. All right, well, let me grab some things and we will get a card made. Okay, for our little Post-it notes, I pulled an old stencil from my stash. This one was called Hugs and Kisses. I believe it's retired, but I am going to use it. I also took the piece of the packaging and I put it on some double-sided adhesive and used the circle to trace this out. So I have a heart. We're going to make a slimline card. I stamped the Miss Your Face with the Prom Queen ink. This is from the Super Sentimental. So to add a little bit, and I'm going to cut that out with a circle, but add a little bit of color to this because we've got our hearts kind of like this. I just want to add a little bit of texture around the edges. So nothing super fancy. We are going to use the Prom Queen ink. And I'm just going to grab an ink blending tool here. Let's find my red one, or my pink one. And we're just going to go around the edges. Nothing super fancy. Just to give a little bit of light texture. So it's not a super boring background, but that it doesn't take up too much. I have to tell you, I know my table wiggles a little bit. And of course, I think I did this upside down because my hearts are upside down. So we may have to cut this off and actually put it on a slimline card base because it needs to go this way. Okay, so I'm gonna put that one here, and this one's gonna go here, and then this one's gonna go like this. All right, and we're gonna space them kind of appropriately. So I think first I'm going to put this one down, and I've got that double-sided adhesive. If I can peel it apart. That's the hardest part about using the double-sided adhesive in these pouches. All right, so we gotta eyeball this. Let's see. This one and this one. That looks, I'm gonna move that up. We're gonna go for it right here. All right. A little bubble there. And what you can do is if you get a bubble and you can't get it off, you're gonna try your blown folder. Sometimes with that. Otherwise, you can take like a needle and just kind of poke a hole in the middle, and then you should be able to, but that will work. And then we're going to take the Post-it notes. Now, normally I do put these down with double-sided adhesive, but today, because of the shape of this, it's a little pretty easy shape. I'm just going to use some foam, some tape runner this time. I'm not going to use liquid glue because liquid glue, this is very thin paper being a Post-it note. And I don't want it to, so I'm going to go ahead and do it like this. I don't want it to curl up, and that's what can happen if you use liquid glue with something not thin. Kind of like scrapbook paper that can be thin. And then we have the Text Me one, which I think is, this is super fun because you can get a card, you can get several cards made out of this, or you've got little notes you can make using your Post-it notes. So when I'm done with the box, what I tend to do is just stick my Post-it notes in there and I make my little notes for them, and that is perfect. Okay, and then we're going to put this one down. I'm going to kind of do it a little bit kind of like this, just because they don't have exactly the same, and I had a little bit of where the sticker for the matching day was right there. So we've got that. like I said, I did this upside down. So if you ever do your card upside down, all you have to do, cut it off and stick it back down on another card base. So I'm going to go ahead and line that up. And then, like I said, just take another card base and then I can stick it down. Actually thinking I'm going to trim it just a hair. Just a hair on each side. And maybe just a little bit on this side because I want those to match. So when I go to put this on my slimline card base, there's going to be just the tiniest little dot. See, now I've got a little bit at the top and bottom, so let's go ahead and cut down just a little bit more. And what that does is it kind of makes it so it goes off the edge, gives you a little bit of interest. I'm just eyeballing that. Maybe just a little bit more, or do a little bit more on this side. Okay. That just shows that, you know, we got a fun Post-it note. You can give that as a little gift, but you can also make a card using them. So you've got that. Now we had a little bit of spot right there that didn't have a lot. So this might be where we put our sentiment. And all I'm going to do for this is grab a circle die from my stash. These are just some nesting circles. That looks a little too big. And I don't know if I want to go down one more or not. Let's see. Yep, we're going to go down to that size, whichever size that is. Just eyeballing it. And I'm going to go ahead and tape it down. Because then my die won't move when I shift it to my die cut machine. Here. Oops, I got to do it this way. And then we're going to pop that up. Take my pixie tape off the edges. We're going to pop that up. Oh, I don't know if I like that right there, though. We might have to... because it's going to cover up my heart. So I think we're going to do it right here. We're just going to cover up both of these. Maybe we'll put it up here. Yeah, maybe we'll put it here. Right over those. And we're going to do it just enough so that this little circle piece is off the edge. So grab some foam tape. Because we need a little bit of pop-up. So if I was going to make this card again, I would definitely try to make sure I had a little bit more of that color in right there. But we will put some embellishments there, and that will help tie the card together. You could also put this on a colored card base, which is maybe, so we're going to cover this up just like right about there. Flip this over. Cut that off. Perfect. Got my sentiments over just a hair, but that's okay. And then we will grab some, we're going to grab these pink gems again. And we're going to go ahead and, because you could take this, I could take this actually and just put in like right here, put it right there. Just grab whatever's on my ink blending brush and just kind of put a little, because I don't need to grab any more ink. See, and then it looks like I did it. So that is one way you can do it. If you have those smaller brushes, that's perfect. And then we're still going to add a few gems there. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5. That works. That works for me. 5 is a good number. I will link anything below that is available for purchase outside of the box. Those will be affiliate links. And if you make a purchase using one of those links, I get a small little commission off of that, which just helps go to bring me, to bring content to you. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to grab a piece of dark pink lipstick cardstock. Yeah, it's not the right size. And we're going to throw this on a card panel here quick. So I'll show you what it's talking about. I'm going to cut that down to, oh, I don't remember what size that was. Let's do 3.5. And then we'll see if this is thicker than that, because I like to do 3.25. I just pushed that. I might have to glue that back down. Well, this is 3.25. So this is too small. So we need to do 3.5. So the nice thing about slimline cards is you can do them at many. You can do them at 4 inches. 3.5 will fit. I can put this on a 4-inch. Look, see? Look at how that just pops. Just enough. And I'm going to go ahead and I think we'll use some liquid glue. And all I have to do is cut a card panel or a card base down to 8.5 by 8. What time did we come to? Yeah, 8. And then I can fold it at the 4-inch score mark, and it will fit in a business envelope. So there we go. There is our card panel. Like I said, I think these are a little small. These would fit perfect. So you could do this. This one is 3.5 by 8.5. So it would fit perfectly on that card base, just like that. All right, there we go. All right, stay tuned for day 8.